Today, we're just going to get right into it as your favorite talking head does his best to review and dissect another album. This time, it's the brand new that just came out this weekend, Broken by Desire to be Heavenly Sent by Lewis Capaldi. And it just came out, I believe, Thursday or Friday. I don't know. I downloaded it as soon as it popped up on my Apple Music. But again, Broken by Desire to be Heavenly Sent by Lewis Capaldi, and it was a treat. Hi, I'm your host, Chris Humphrey, and for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm just another blabbermouth doing my best to blab all over the internet to get my opinion out there because it needs to be heard, but also to prove some critics, some things that they get just a little wrong in the big time magazines. And this is one of the ones that got very wrong because they don't sit and listen to it, they just sit there. And I don't know what they do anymore. But again, today's album is Broken by Desire to be Heavenly Sent by the great Lewis Capaldi. And it's his follow up album from a couple years ago that my wife utterly destroyed by listening to it every day. So when this one was coming out, I had to listen to it over the weekend. And I did most of it while running because that's the best time to listen to music. You run, you get into the rhythm of the music, and this is a great listen to. Now, the critics have already panned it. I don't know, they probably gave it a 50 out of 100 if I go over review sites because I read a Rolling Stones one and the Clash. I read a couple of them, and they said it was the same old drivel from the first album. And I get what they were saying, and I do. I get what they were saying that, yeah, okay, but this is his sound. And this is has been his sound since he's come out with music. And they're trying to say he's not daring enough. And I don't know where they get that from. And maybe it's because I'm a huge fan of Mr. Capaldi. I loved him on the Graham Norton show. I think that's when he won me over, was on the Graham Norton show. I thought he was funny, and maybe that's why I'm a little biased. And the first album was great, lots of good pop hits, but this one is a lot different. There's a lot more power ballads, a lot more 80s and 90s music you can see as his influences in this one, like The Pretender. Sounds straight out of the 90s punk rock era. And this is what Mr. Capaldi does. He takes words and lyrics, and he's a master at lyrics, and he's able to build them into catchy stuff. And then there's guitar riffs in Leave Me Slowly and Burning and Any Kind of Life that remind me of 80s and 90s rock bands, right? And where these people say he doesn't challenge himself, I personally don't understand. If you listen to How I'm Feeling Now, and if you then listen to the orchestral version of it, and you listen to the words, and the words, he's always great, right? His first album proved it. These songs aren't as popular as that first album, and that's what bothers me, right? I guess they were expecting Before You Go and all that because of his voice and his talent, and they expected it to carry over, but you can see he wanted to try something different. And this is where I disagree with the critics that I've read is he wasn't daring. Listen to How I'm Feeling Now and don't get the sense, and if you don't get the sense that you haven't heard this song before because it was it sounds like an 80s and 90s uh, rock band style, then I don't know what to tell you because in the first album, you didn't get that. You got something where he's pouring his heart out and it's a little more poppy. This one, he gets a little more piano and guitar-y. I like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need some more time to listen to it, but I think it's a lot better than these critics think it is. And you'll see at the bitter end what I really think of it and where I rank it. But I love Pointless. I love that a lot. Forget Me is going to be an utter classic of a song. Uh, Very catchy. It's going to be his Before You Go type of song where it's there. But I loved. I probably played Love the Hell Out of You and How I'm Feeling Now the most. Right? If Apple tracks that, then great. How This Ends and Leave Me Slowly are great. And The Pretender is such a catchy song that I felt like I was listening to something that I probably would have really liked in the 90s. And maybe that's what the critics were trying to get at, is it sounds like something old but redone again. But his words, his playing on the words, like haven't you ever been in love, and heavenly kind of state of mind, like you listen to this and you listen to his words, he's pouring his heart out over love and loss, and wishing you the best and all that. Like I think people are going to really enjoy this album. I think his fans are really going to enjoy this album if they don't already. I really dig the sound when I was running, when the guitars would come out and the piano would come out. I really liked it. Maybe I'm biased. I had all weekend to listen to it. Maybe the reviewers only got to listen to it for a day. They probably sit down in an hour and go, okay, this sounds okay. And that's what they're doing. They're looking for the next big hit. What I'm looking for is something that is complete, and each song completes a story that ties into this album. And that's really what you're looking at when you look at an album, is does it complete a story? And it does, right? And I got the Apple version, so I got the orchestral versions of How I'm Feeling Now and Burning, and I like those versions of the song. They might be better than the original versions that are on this same album. But I want you guys to go out and listen to it. Let me know what you think of it, right? Let me know if his lyrics are as great as I think they are. Let me know if the sound is as bad as the critics think, and I don't think it is. I think it's way better. I think it's better than Ed Sheeran's album. So that right there tells you where I'm going to rank it. And that right there tells you what I think of it. I think it's a masterclass craft of storytelling in music. Yeah, it's heartbreak and it's love, and maybe some people don't like it. Maybe that these critics were just sick of people crying over love, and that seems to be the thing. But that's the beauty of music, right? Taylor Swift, would she have a career if she isn't crying over love? I don't know. But music, I like it. I'm going to give it a 9. That's what I think of it. I think it's so passionate. I think it's so unique. I don't think it's like its previous album. And maybe it's because I listened to that album a lot, but I think this one's more of a 80s and 90s folk power guitars and pianos mixed in with his wonderful lyrics that he always writes. So I'm gonna give it a 9. That means I'm gonna bump good old Ed Sheeran down. I'm sorry, it's not a Freya Riding's masterpiece of a 10, right? Because Burning, the original version, and Any Kind of Life, I find is where his downfall is. But I think the rest of the album picks it up, and that's why I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's a really good album to run to. Like I'm running on the Atlantic Ocean of Brazil right now, and like some of the most beautiful um, sunrises I've seen, and like How I'm Feeling Now came on, and I was like, oh, that's really good. And The Pretender. Oh, when I got near the um, the the Boardwalk and The Pretender came on. Now, I thought I heard this song before. I'm like, is this a cover? This is how good it was. This is how good of a writer is. And I like the catchiness of that song. That song should be a little more popular. But well done to the producers, well done to Mr. Capaldi. You're not Freya Riding's album, Blood Orange, but you are definitely Broken to Desire by To Be Heavenly Sent. And I loved it. I hope your fans like it as much as I do. I'm sorry the critics were so rough. I don't know where they listen to their music, but maybe they need to get out of their comfort zone, get out, get out of the music player, put the headphones in, and go for a run like me, and then maybe they can enjoy this. But I really liked it. I can't wait to share it with people who like your stuff, but good stuff. Let me know what you think of me down below. Let me know what you think of the album, but a 9 out of 10 I think is okay. But I appreciate you guys. If I don't see you again, I'd like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Producer, play my music, but none of that Lewis Capaldi stuff because I definitely can't afford his stuff. Thanks, guys. Ciao.